I would say that us as parents are not always correct. You know what I mean? Like, we always tell our child what to do, what not to do as I say, but I would say as a parent, I made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You can tell? Yeah, okay, it's just like that shirt. But, us as parents are not always correct. But we try our best to be, you know what I'm saying? But you have to listen to your children sometimes, because children are very bright, very smart, and very honest.
They're people, they have feelings.
Right, and I think that we should listen to kids more, and I think that one thing about changing our way of thinking, I really feel that not only listen to our children, but just really pay attention on what they do. They can be telling us something, we don't pay attention to it, and next thing you know, they cut left, as you said earlier. And I just think that's important, that we need to learn to listen to our children more.
Please explain the answer. The child asks you, explain the answer. Don't say because I said so.
Right.
The dreaded because I said so, because that doesn't explain anything.
True.
Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Why does this happen?
Right.
And parents, because we came up in there with parents, you don't question. And it wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I just didn't understand.
There was no Google.
I just didn't understand. So I asked, hey, why do you do this? Because I said so.
Something the other day kind of really puzzled me. There was a young girl at the age of 11, pregnant, and she took a photo. The thing that puzzled me, not only was she pregnant, but she was smiling. She had a smile and she was proud. And I put it up on Facebook, and everybody chimed in. It was very interesting how everybody chimed in. They were very concerned, but nobody had the answers of who are parents, who got her pregnant. It was a lot of questions raised, and that's scary. For an 11-year-old child to be pregnant. It's scary. Like, what's going on out here? Like, I don't have the answers. I can't say I do, but I know I was bothered by it because I got a 14-year-old daughter, and I'm concerned. It really frightened me as a parent, because that's a baby having a baby, and it's like, what's going on out here? Like, I don't have the answers to it.
Well, seeing that, what steps did it make you take towards explaining certain things to your daughter?
It scared me to a point that I not grabbed her physically, but I sat her down. I had a talk with her about, of course, she, about sex and stuff like that, and what I don't expect from her. She looked at me and said, "Daddy, I know what not to do and stuff like that." That's not the point.
Right.
I have to keep in mind. You got to keep pushing it, because because sometimes we'll have a talk with our children, maybe once or twice. Oh, they got it already. But you got to give them that constant reminder. Hey, don't do that. Because it's frightening. You know what I mean? Me as a parent, it scared me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It really scared me, man. Like, all egos aside.
Right. You have daughters? What's up?
I have a bunch of daughters. That just stuck me like in the heart real quick, because I have 5 girls, and my youngest is 2. And my thing with her, as far as boys are concerned, it's like, you can't have a boyfriend till you're 50. And her answer is, at 2 years old right now, I know, Daddy. So right now I'm cool with that. And then I have one that's 9, 2 years from 11. I'm like, wow. But she's not, like, I can't say she's not, it can't happen to her, but it's not gonna happen to her.
So we need to set standards in our black community.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you got to take those preventative steps.
I understand that, but I'm a grandfather, so one of my kids didn't listen. All right, just to keep, it happens. It's life. But I'm just saying, she was older. She wasn't 11.
That's a community thing, man. Like, our standards have dropped so low that it's acceptable. No one's surprised that she's 11 and pregnant. It wasn't like a shock. Like, it made you feel a certain way.
I wasn't really shocked. But just seeing it reminded me, like, hey, I gotta talk to my daughter.
Right, but you see the kid, that we wasn't shocked by it.
It was the smile on her face that made you want to change.
This is
and pull your daughter.
It was sad. It's sad. It's sad.
The thing is this: the standards in our community are so low right now that it's acceptable for a guy to get the girl pregnant and not stick around. That's like become acceptable. To be a baby mother, to have a baby daddy, like, it's acceptable.
But you know what was more frightening? Not only was she pregnant, but who got her pregnant? How old was that man that got her pregnant?
If he
was he 11?
He might have been the same age as her boy.
Yeah, it could be a teenager.
Right, Right, was he 11? Was he young? I mean, you know.
It would be interesting, not amusing, interesting to see who the father actually is.
How do we raise the standards? See, the standards. See, I came up in a household where the standards were much higher. Kids coming up in a household where mom and dad have the degrees and you have to do this and this. The bar's already set.
Right.
So they already know when they look, I have to do at least this in order for it to be acceptable.
Fill in those blanks.
So what step could we just put out there for someone who's actually saying, how can I reach my daughter who's unreachable to me? My suggestion is, I'm going to get pamphlets to help me out. Regardless of how well I can express it to her, I need to know that she got this, she understands this, and you know what, you're not going to leave my sight until you can physically explain it to me.
Right.
What's going on?
But
if that pamphlet don't work though,
gotta have a plan B.
no, I'm just saying.
Please don't say what I think you was.
No, I'm not going to say anything negative.
I'm assuming right now.
No, as far as me and my life with my daughters, they be hard-headed sometimes and they don't listen to certain things. And I look for help in other places and I tell other people to speak to them, but at the same time, I'm never stopping and talking to them about what's going on. Like, if you just can't let up on that. Outside of everything else, you cannot let up on that.
I think also the parents, you have to give your kids some core values and teach them about self-respect and what their value is. See, because when you value yourself, certain things you're not just going to let happen because you have goals, you have dreams. So when somebody come at you sideways, you already been prepared. Like, we gave our kids ammunition. We know, they know. Right. This is what dad said. This is what mom said. This is what I have to do. So anybody come at me. When you don't have that in your house, you're left open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. These kids are defenseless because they're left open right now because no one in the house. When your mother dropped out of high school, your mother's standards are not very high. Your standards are only going to be so high because it's being passed down.
So that's what
we have to read the parents. We have to tell them, listen, you have to raise your standards. That way you can raise your kids' standards. You know, if you sitting there smoking, getting high, it's hard for you to tell your kid if you're doing it in front of them or doing the same house. Right. How do you tell them?
That's the choices we make. I think about that. Like, some people, parents, bring their children into the bullshit choices that they make. Meaning, like, you go owe me money,
right? And
I come to your house for my money. And when your kid open the door, they be like, my daddy not here right now, right?
Right.
But the way they say it is, my daddy said he not here right now.
Right. Yeah.
So now, you're making your kid a liar though.
Right.
You're training them to lie right there. You're making your kid as messed up as you are.
True.
And so my thing was, well, tell your daddy I said I want my money. Right? So he went in. He came back. He said, my daddy said if he had your money, he would give it to you already. So, you know, you just can't teach your kids bad things because they're gonna keep going with it.
Yeah, that's true, man.
The problem is what happens when the parent don't know better? See, we gotta start reaching.
That's the step
that's why we gotta change our way of thinking, man.
But how are you gonna change that? With saying you want to change is one thing. How do you want to set the example?
How to approach?
Yeah, you can say change all you want, but if it's not constant,
right,
then it will be.
That's why when I saw that young lady that was pregnant, it motivated me to say, talk to my daughter. That was a wake-up call for me.
Give me a different approach to change.
A different approach as far as
I need help with. Give me a different approach to change. Because one way to do it is through pamphlet. I'm going to read this pamphlet to you. I need you to interpret it and explain it back to me, so I know that you understand it. And if you don't, there's always.
You gotta find a way to connect with your kid on a level where they're comfortable opening up to you. You know what I'm saying? Because they're a kid. They're not gonna always want to talk to you as a parent. So you gotta find a way to connect to them. You know what I mean? And keep talking to them, even if you don't think they hear it. They hear it. I tell my son every morning we go out, you'll be safe and be smart. Right. The two things you have to do, you make it home, be safe and be smart.
Right.
He goes, I know. Every morning, I know. I go, but the one day I don't tell you might be the day you don't do it.
But you know what's crazy about that? We can tell our kids anything.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're gonna make a choice. And I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, but
strongly influence that
children
choice.
make
right.
I don't make mistakes.
They're gonna make mistakes.
Not at all. that choice of your own child.
Absolutely, because when you out there, you hear your parents' voice. We all been there before. When somebody's about to do something wrong, you know, them two voices come in your head. Either I should do this or I shouldn't, and you make your choice. But if you're influenced right and you got the right ground set for you, you make the right decision. I mean, of course, you're gonna make some mistakes, but you can't make the mistakes that you can't recover from. There's something that's just so hard, takes you so long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, deep down, you know your children. You know when your children are lying. You know what I'm saying?
So
I was good.
I mean, I know when my daughter's lying.
okay.
You know, as of now, okay? Because she's going to get a little older and she's going to, you know, but it is important. Like my daughter's 14, so she's at that age where she don't want to be around daddy. I'm the bad cop. You know what I'm saying? I'm the banker.
You're the hinder.
But I'm the bad cop. It's funny. No. What I mean by that is she don't want to be. She don't want to be around me.
Is she cool with your father?
She's close to my pops. You know what I'm saying?
She take it.
But here's the deal. My father's grand. You feel what I'm saying? He's the grand. So me, I'm the father that's like, okay, daddy, you know, we cool, but get away from me. You embarrass me. I'm that dude.
No.
And you know, so I communicate with her in a way that she doesn't know I'm communicating with her. Like I can't sit down and be like, yo, do this, do that. I'll drop some jewels on her and let her think about that. You know what I mean? As opposed to her mother. Her mother is a good cop. They hang out. They more close.
They got that
My
friend.
thing is, every day you're not gonna like
direct approach.
Right.
Be the best approach.
Yeah. Now you made a good point. My daughter doesn't have to like me.
You don't have to like me,
but she will respect me.
Right, and get the lessons that I'm teaching you. When you become an adult, you'll understand why I told you all the things I told you. It'll come back later, but you don't. I don't want to be your friend every day because I can't be your friend every day because some days I gotta bring it to you.
Well, my thing is, why be their friend?
Because the thing is, you can be their friend. You can sit down as the father. I want to be your friend. I want to sit down. I want to know what your interests are. I want to know what your interests are.
I can't see that.
I want to know what your interests are. Because see, as your son gets older, you want to be his friend. I'm cool with you. I'm still.
You want him to be comfortable with you.
I'm still dad, but I'm your friend too. You can kick it with me. Because see, everything don't have to be involved. We can just kick it. Because now you're growing into manhood, so we can't have that joke about breasts. Because you're getting that age. Yeah. Like you were with your friends. Yeah, like my son got this, that's what she said thing going.
Right.
So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's big. Hey, that's what she said. So at that moment, we're friends. Now, if we cross the line, I quickly become dad again. Hey, your mama here. We can't tell all them jokes that we tell about women. Right. We respect women. This is what we do.
And you're going to have lights.
Your mama gone now. What was that joke?
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I mean,
so there's a line, man. We just walk the line and kids
it's got to be a balance.
And you still holding the standard. Kids need to be held to a certain standard, man. When kids are not held to the standard,
like, what is the guideline between I talk to you or I talk to you sternly? Because my thing is, if my child is crossing the street, I'm not just going to grab his hand and say, you know what, don't cross the street because I don't want you to, or you might get hit. I'm going to say, don't take your ass across that street because that car hit you, you're going to die.
I mean, if that's necessary.
But
if he's still
damn is what you need to.
But if he's still on the sidewalk, if he's still on the sidewalk, do you need to say it like that? Because I ain't crossed the street yet. If I'm still on the sidewalk, do you need to say, hey, don't take your ass across that street because you might get hit by a car? I didn't cross the street yet. How you know I was crossing?
So it's almost like projecting fear.
Right. Maybe I changed my mind. Maybe I wasn't gonna go. Maybe you told me well enough to where I was waiting for the light. Maybe that's what I was doing before you yelled at me. I was waiting for the light to change because you already told me.
Single digit age, they were gonna cross that street.
Oh yeah, but
all kids do that.
This is where it starts.
All kids do that.
I mean, as they get older, you could be their friend. You could chill with your son. That's the great part. Like watching a game with your father.
Right.
Like at that moment, he's one of the guys. You hit an age where he's one of the guys. You guys are talking about sports. You're talking about women. You got the dirty jokes going. He's your friend at that moment.
Right.
When you need the advice and all that, he's your father. When you need to be, stern, he's your father.
Well, it's different for me, man, because I got Bob got daughters, but I got a daughter, man.
I have a son too. I play. Right. I play with my kids. I talk with my kids. I'm serious with my kids.
Right.
You know, it's a time and place, but like I'm not their friend.
Right.
To a degree, like. But if you play with your kids, you're your kid's friend. If you know your kid's life,
it's gotta be a balance.
You have to play with them. You have to show them things.
Listen, man.
It is what it is. But when it's serious, it's serious.
Right.
They could tell just
by
the look of my face, I'm serious.
I'll give you an example. My daughter's gonna be 15, right, in a couple of months. She's already planning her Sweet 16.
That she should.
She's planning.
She's planning. So I made a suggestion,
You're
right?
giving it to her.
Right. Exactly, right? So let me see what happened. Real talk. I'm like, all right, love, like, how about I help you plan it? And matter of fact, I wouldn't mind hosting. She said, you know what? Nah, Dad, that's okay.
You went too far.
She said, nah, hold up.
Yeah, you went too far.
She said, nah, that's okay, but you're gonna be paying for it. Right? Now I wasn't mad at that, but I'm trying to create a bond with my daughter because me and her are a lot alike. We have the same
Something's wrong with
and
that bond if she.
No, it's not that. She's a woman. She's a young lady. No.
good.
She didn't
Man.
say it that way. I'm just saying.
Young girls don't
I told her I'm a
want their daddy
banker.
at the party.
I'm a banker. So my daughter, she already
Yeah.
knows the money's coming from me. But I wanted to do it with her because I'm comedic. We have the same personality.
But
Her attitude was like, nah, that's all right. Me and mom got it locked down.
Right.
I understand that, but I wanted to be involved in
No,
it.
you
But
can't.
you might have
You're
built
the
the
dad.
test that
Girl,
you
it's
can't bring
over,
it back
baby.
down to.
Huh?
It's over, baby. You don't
It's over.
You don't fit in that
So when
lane.
she gonna come back home?
You don't fit in that
She
lane. Maybe
might
when
not
she's in
come
her
back
20s
home.
or whatever, but right now, you're not in the suite. She don't want to pick out a dress with that.
No, I ain't talking about the dressing.
I'm
I'm
talking
talking about the party. Like, I want to host the party, have fun.
Listen, she wants
it's
her
not gonna
mother.
happen.
That's her mother
It's not
lane.
gonna
You know,
happen.
you can sit back and enjoy it and
It's not
watch.
gonna happen.
I'm